All right, finally we're back. It feels like forever since season six. So forgive me if I've forgotten a few details, but because I have not rewatched season six since it came out, which is probably not good on my part because it moved incredibly fast, as I commented on over and over again during that season. This is the opening episode of season seven. It's called "In the Nick of Time: A Big Time Maverick from the West." Gotta love a long episode title. That's got to be referring to like this All Might lookalike who was riding the stealth bomber across the ocean to come to Japan without authorization. So we'll see how this goes. This was a good scene. Like, he was so broken, like emotionally broken by this point. He was just kind of holding it all in.
And I get that the only way to stop him might be to kill him, but
I this is definitely heading towards Shigaraki not being killed, right? I don't know if that's the way it's gonna go, but I know that Izuku is gonna have a hard time doing it. I don't know how you can with how good Shigaraki regenerates now.
the final battle draws near.
Like if Endeavor couldn't burn him up,
Oddly
what's
enough,
punching him gonna do?
I'm not afraid.
Are those the students that stay on the same floor as him? I can't recall where all of their rooms were.
We'll go beyond.
All right. I've never really broken down the opening too much, but there is a lot in this one. So we had a few of the 2A students. It was Shinso and Monoma in particular, which kind of implies that we're going to see them more, which I would love because both of their quirks are very interesting to me. And Shinso is a really good example of like how society's not quite doing all it can for people, like because his quirk is a little bit, you know, it's kind of a sus quirk, but I like it a lot. And he's kind of like becoming Eraser's protege, if you will. So that's another interesting development. We see the room inside One for All that where all of the like the previous holders hang out forever. I don't know how I feel about that. I like the fact we're probably going to learn more about them because I don't think we've seen all of the powers that Midoriya could have access to, and we haven't like really talked to all of the users. One thing that I'm hope gets explored a lot more is you can tell from previous scenes in last season that not all of the users of One for All have felt the same way about it, right? There's the two guys who are like somewhat hostile towards the other users. Um, we saw Invisible Girl. You know, if you've watched my reactions in the past, I have a little bit of a problem. The author of this manga is a little bit too horny for his own good when his characters are mostly high school students. I think that's the case here as well. Like, I don't need naked invisible girl gallivanting around. Um, there was someone in a chair, like looked like they were tied up in a chair, and I'm not quite sure who that was. It didn't show their face. We got Dabi in like a backup of like a flashback of Toya crying. So I'm not sure where else that storyline has to go now, but I think it's a good contrast to Shigaraki. Like Dabi and Shigaraki both became villains mostly through the actions of others, right? Like it's not completely their fault that they became villains, but I feel like the show is going to show us the difference between someone who can be saved and someone who cannot be saved. And I believe that that means Dabi is probably going to die, and it will be Todoroki who does it, which is going to hurt so bad. But I think like the Todoroki family is starting to heal a little bit, and part of that is because Endeavor is becoming a better person, but also like some things can't be forgiven, right? So I think we're going to see that both from Endeavor's perspective and Dobby's perspective. Mirko has prosthetics. She has a prosthetic arm and a prosthetic leg. So I guess like those injuries she took in the raid, like, I mean, they were bad, but I didn't think it'd be a permanent thing. But it looks like she's got prostheses, like robotic limbs. And we had like a mountain of hands grabbing for Bakugo, which makes me either think he'll be a target for Shigaraki for either elimination or conversion. I don't know. We already did them trying to convert Bakugo, and he didn't seem like that was going to be a thing that could ever happen, so who knows. But I talked a lot here about the opening, but that's because I feel like things are moving so fast that they're using it to tell us what's going to happen a little bit more than they have in the past. I'm a little interested in how, because the police don't seem to have changed based on the fact that quirks exist. But I'm interested to see how like military technology would change, because like if there's one-man armies around here, like a stealth bomber seems pretty fragile compared to most like physical quirks.
So you'll give me a ride, right, bros?
Right, bros? That's funny. So she cannot fly herself then. I guess that's true of All Might as well. He doesn't fly, he just jumps.
We're talking about a direct request from... opportunity is about to show up at our door.
I really like Spinner. So everyone in the League of Villains came for different reasons, and I feel like he's the one who was the most different from the rest as far as why he's there.
There'll be no...
Oh, dang. This is a trap. Like, this is an opportunity for him to get a really strong quirk.
fight we can't hate.
This is why All for One can be so scary, because not only is he like very physically scary and like his attitude is very chilling, but his brain is scary too. Like, he knows his underlings, he knows their strengths, their weaknesses, he knows their reasons for being there, he knows what motivates them. Like, as like a boss, evil boss, he's so much more effective than a lot of other villains, because he actually is like, instead of just expecting his pawns to do what he wants them to do, he is like forcing what he wants through good manipulation.
Nobody, but you can hear the vision becomes a reality.
And
Recruiting warriors to the cause.
they deliberately went out of their way to rescue Skeptic, and this is the reason why, so they could use him for like propaganda purposes.
But in these circumstances, I have to rely on them. Redestro.
I don't think Toga is on board with them anymore. I don't think she really feels like she's part of their cause.
Comrades who actually believe in our mission.
I share your relief. Plus, I've always wanted to chat with her about the prize denim popularized during America's Revolution.
America invented jeans, so Genist is interested. That's funny.
You're on the way, right? We just got a report. There's someone in her flight path. It's him. He's come out of...
Oh, snap. He's not waiting. Oh, but it's not All for One himself, it's Shigaraki. Does he have a suit on? I was gonna say, that's a complicated question. Oh my god, he is. It's really scary to see him dressed the same as All for One. And notice he's still got that brace on his hand because he lost some fingers, I'm pretty sure. And this brings back up the question, he previously needed to touch something with all 5 fingers to make his power work on them. But I feel like this is going to get subverted at some point, because they deliberately brought back Overhaul in the prison break scenes, and he can't use his powers because it required him to touch things with his hands, which Shigaraki cut off. So I feel like they're going to lean into the fact that like quirks are essentially evolution, And there's going to be a way, there's going to be a turnabout at some key moment where we find out that like Overhaul and Shigaraki actually can still use their powers. Now I know he has another hand, so he can use his regardless, just not with the left hand. But I wonder, either those fingers aren't actually gone, like they're being hidden in that brace, or it's his powers are still going to work somehow.
Disengage autopilot. Anti-pulse fields up.
What?
Roger that.
What is that?
Anti-pulse fields activated.
I guess that explains how weaponry can contend with quirks. Technology is catching up.
Or retreat.
Anyone holding back, fight with honor, and I'll make sure you
What?
get to your loved ones.
If you die, I'll make sure your body's recovered. Whoa, this is hardcore.
What a strange. There's no doubt that I'm me.
It's creepy.
Ever since I woke up.
in front of me.
What?
And now you've taken your last breath.
Star and Stripe.
New Order. That is a hardcore quirk name. What are the limits to a quirk like that? That's crazy powerful.
That's a brutal power.
Nah, if Endeavor couldn't do it, they can't do it.
We're not done.
Reflect plus scatter.
Oh no.
Laser!
I can breathe again, which means her quirk has.
She can't do multiple things at once.
Chance.
Tomura Shigaraki!
She said his
I
name.
have two rules
Wait,
after
wait, no.
The first, I always use
No. She didn't say his name because his name isn't Tomura Shigaraki. That's an alias.
to strengthen and reinforce my. That's how he became my master. In order to
Man,
show
he
my
was
own
so
personal
cool
devotion
when he
to
was
peace,
younger.
I copied his hairstyle down to the color.
Don't get close to him.
It's
From this moment on, if Tomura Shigaraki makes a
No,
single
that's not gonna work.
his heart will stop beating.
Hopefully she doesn't get caught too by surprise by that.
Since I awakened, they continue to grow beyond any expectation the doctor and I had in terms of numbers.
Oh, plus, can you really say it's Shigaraki? Like, how much of him is All for One now, too?
Soon we will merge into utter perfection. Then we'll be fine. Struggle if you like. Do you
Ooh.
recall me? That's
I got some identity issue here now.
Hatred be herald of our luminous future. Her perception
Hmm.
is the only one that matters to New Order. Is there a
This seems like a big drawback to her power, actually, when acting on people, I should say.
How would Mon have reacted in this scenario?
Shigaraki's acting very much like Deku here, like he's interested in how the power is.
Irresistible urge to test out the
Oh, look at his eyes. Look how excited he is. It's almost pure in a way.
Prepare for an attack on his respiratory system. To Japan. He's an enemy to the world. We'll stop him before he can hurt
Big
anyone.
Undyne
And
feels
only
there.
we can. It'll take a minute. Get some more lasers. The lasers.
Yo!
We'll form a single beam.
That means she turned off her physical
Max output laser.
strength, though, right? Because she's using 2 rules right now.
Take him out. Endeavor would have burned him to a crisp
Right.
already. Commander Egglar.
Well, this isn't going to kill Shigaraki, so... Oh! So the best we can hope for here is she gets away without getting her quirks stolen. I guess the best would be if we take Shigaraki out of action for a little bit at least as well. The shot right here of older Todoroki looking at his young self really breaks your heart. Like, boy, he had it bad. Oh. All right, on to the next episode. We went from a long episode title to a short episode title. This one's called Spectre.
Heads up.
And that's the thing.
Basically, we're telling you.
This is really sad because compare her to Endeavor, right? They're both people who are chasing All Might's strength, but because he's never come out and said how his quirk works because of the secret, they don't realize like he is that strong. It's not all him. Like for him there were 7 other people before him all putting their strength into that too. So there's no way one person can catch up. The only person to be strong, the only way to be stronger than All Might is to inherit it after him.
Not to do any lasting damage.
Think how much that would hurt though. Like, yeah, he regenerates.
Stalled. That's just a nuisance, not an end game for something. An element that'll tip the fight in her favor.
I mean, if Endeavor got there, it would also be good.
This is it, son. We'll keep the heat coming while you...
State of the art. Hypersonic.
Punching with cruise missiles. Whoa. He's so durable now. That's the thing. Nope. Oh, he's so scary coming up all burnt like that.
Over decay. A moment too soon, you would have noticed and countered. It was a gamble. The timing had to be precise.
He's very smart.
The Noma was a decoy. All my calculations were off.
Help me. Crush Tomura. The explosion from my gem will incinerate him. You have to...
Dang. They're hard. They literally prepared to die coming out here.
No!
She can't do it. Dang. She's done for.
I couldn't have New Order joining one.
Now imagine if they'd got to team up, son of a gun.
After we took the Heroes Public Safety Command.
Kathleen Fate will not succumb to decay.
What? Yeah, but how does her quirk's not going to work because he took it?
I've hit the limit of how much I can enhance myself. I can't stop fully.
Oh no.
It's mine.
What? No. Her order worked. Her order worked, but not on her body, on her consciousness. So now she's fighting him from the inside, just like the One for All users are inside that power. Because she didn't say, I'll live.
Is he exploding?
Rage against any other Gorgon encounter!
Yes! And he's full of quirks.
Sure, it
She
would-
died, but she made sure he couldn't freely use her quirk.
But you can't always get what you want. If this is the trade-off, if I must die to give the world a
Man, we only knew her for 2 episodes, but I love her.
it's a small price to pay. In such a pain.
Horikoshi really is a Star Wars fan.
No.
Shoot him!
I have to give New Order away.
Oh, wait, he can't even keep it?
That'll work.
And one of them will get her quirk. That's, I guess, somewhat of a good ending. At least he doesn't get this overpowered quirk.
My reflect quirk. It's been destroyed.
Oh no!
All Might. This is me.
Imagine if he'd given his power to her.
Returning the favor.
Dang. A real one.
All Might will not miss me!
Dang, why didn't All Might give his quirk to her?
I had the foresight to steal a wing quirk. No matter where I go,
You can't beat the...
always you.
Yeah. you might be able to beat All Might the man, but you can never beat the idea of All Might, like what he represented.
In that case, my best move is to steal this guy's power and make him quirkless. Then I'll store New Order inside
Just
his
store,
mind.
use him as a battery.
You idiot. As long as people stand up to help one another, there will be someone who embodies the spirit
Right.
of heroism. And they
You can never get rid of that idea.
You corpse.
How many quirks did he lose, though? You know what I mean? He can always get more, but some of them were very rare. Wait, what?
Midoriya.
What?
The heroes and police swooped in immediately, searching for anything that could lead
Little
to
Tenko Shimura is in there.
but all they found was the wake of destruction.
Maybe this will answer some
We haven't seen this guy in a while.
And
The
then,
cop.
the following day,
That reminds me, at one point I thought he could be the mole, that police inspector. But it comes to my mind, we have never figured out who the mole was. Like, way, way back when the League of Villains was getting info about UA. This was just kind of dropped.
Protect yourselves and those you want to protect throughout the world. You need to use this extension to become as strong as
Why
you
are you
possibly
putting
can.
that all on these students?
What the hell do you think
What?
we've been doing? Much closer to obliterating Shigaraki and All for One.
we'll keep training.
Anyone want to beat me up? I'm so down.
Don't say it like that.
How else am I supposed to make sure I'm getting harder? We must carry on
Don't
Star
say it
Legacy.
don't say it like that.
That Hottie is so fat.
Have some respect.
So I feel like ever since season 6 started, I have no clue where the plot can go. Like every episode is a surprise. Did I think they would introduce Stars and Stripe and then 2 episodes later kill her? I did not think that. I also did not think that a bunch of Shigaraki's quirks could get destroyed. I don't really know. There's so many loose ends to tie up, and I'm not sure how it's all going to happen or how the final fights will stack up, or even what's going on with some of the league members, because I don't really understand what happened at the end of that last confrontation with Mr. Compress. So I really don't know what to think about that. Whether, because he died, so I don't know what did everybody pop out of his like little orbs later or what? I don't know. Obviously, we're going to get to see the students powered up here very soon. We got to see them a little bit last season when they fought Deku to bring him in, but I think they can do even way better than that. So I'm excited to see what's coming next.